Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports with Monga. We're back with a bang and with the Singapore Grand Prix qualifying reaction. It was absolute madness. We've had lizards on track, we've had red flags, we've had everything that Singapore, the heat, the crowd, the mess, the mayhem. Singapore Grand Prix is here, and amazingly how. Couple of story points already to be covered. Number one, it almost seems to be the end of Daniel Ricciardo. Yes, I think it is a point. It's going to be interesting to see where this heads. But before we get into it, like that's so many talking points, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. 122 subscribers. The goal is to get to 1 million audacious goals, but let's start with getting to 500 first. 500 subs. That's the goal. That's a short-term goal, but the main goal is to get 1 million subscribers. Get this to as many people as there in the world on YouTube to watch it. And thanks for the support for all the ones that have subscribed to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you would continue to subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Let's get into it. The Singapore Grand Prix qualifying. Lando Norris P1, Max Verstappen P2, and Mr. Sir Lewis Hamilton finishing up P3 really nicely for the grid after a red flag brought out by Carlos Sainz in Q3, which was not expected, but that's been the interesting storyline of what happened there. Couple of other storylines. Norris versus Verstappen again, the start of the Grand Prix again. Like what happened at the start? Will Max Verstappen take the lead of the race from the kickoff, from the lights go off? What will happen there? And that's going to be interesting to watch and kind of attain. Norris won. P1 starts from pole, Max Verstappen behind him, Hamilton, Russell, the Mercedes boy, turning the tide from the FP3s to the FP2s, the struggle that they've had on Fridays to bring a better car for Sir Lewis Hamilton, who was feeling better and much more confident in the car. So that let's be said that. P3 and P4 for Mercedes, Fernando Alonso, Aston Martin, the man, the myth, the legend, in seventh. But before that, Nico Hulkenberg. Guys, this is just amazing. I just love watching Nico Hulkenberg outperform almost the rest of the field. The Haas is just doing amazing things. We couldn't have thought of this with Gunther Steiner. Like, we have to give Ayuka Matsu some pat on the back that they have been progressively moving ahead. They've not gone back. Even with the budget, even with the development of the car has been absolute amazing, I would say, right? Won't you say that? Get in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. It's absolute madness here. Wow, this is happening. Haas is P6, guys. I think Haas is going to finish really good points. I should have predicted that. My predictions were absolutely going horrendous at this moment, considering I expected Carlos Sainz to possibly win and Leclerc to be the winner. Both Ferrari boys completely messing up, finishing P9 and P10. Carlos Sainz bringing the red flag as well. I think it just snapped. His rear just snapped. The tires were cold, and he just goes into the wall. Tsunoda outqualifies both the Ferrari boys as well. That means one thing, that RB has the pace, but that means one thing bad for the other RB driver, which is Daniel Ricciardo. I think this is the end of Daniel Ricciardo. Yes, guys, I've said it out loud. I didn't want this to be the reality, but this is the reality. Daniel Ricciardo, I don't think will be driving for RB going beyond Singapore. I think Liam Lawson gets the seat, and it'll be interesting to see what Liam Lawson does against Yuki Tsunoda. Ricciardo finishing P16 out in Q1. Yuki Tsunoda putting the car in Q3 and finishing P8. Absolute madness since there. But it's going to be interesting how the race kind of pans out. Ferrari 9th and 10th. Albon and Colapinto just missing from the Q3. Williams, both Albon and Colapinto 11th and 12th. Sergio Perez, the shock one again. But I don't understand like what's wrong with Perez. Like these are his tracks. These tracks he loves. He loves the street tracks, and he just messes up around again. Finishes P13. I think this is bad omen for the Constructors' Championship for Red Bull. McLaren has already taken the lead, guys. We need to do something better to kind of get this out of the door. But Yeah, with Norris P1 starting in the top and Piastri P5, the only guy fighting with them is possibly Verstappen. Like, where the fuck is Perez when you need him? 20 points is the gap between McLaren and Red Bull. McLaren lead the constructors now. Perez needs to step up. They can't fuck up the race now, guys. Come on. This is just madness. Magnussen finishing P14, back from a race ban with a clear set of points to kind of, again, no penalty points against him. So he can just do anything that he wants and everything he wants. That's what he might do, because that's what Kevin Magnussen said. Basically, it doesn't make sense for those rules to kind of the way they are. And I think he's right. I think they don't make any sense to me either, because I'm like, what the hell is actually happening? Who kind of rules this? Alpine Ocon 15th with Lance Stroll in Ocon 15th, Ricciardo 16th, and Lance Stroll 17th. I think he was sick. I think Lance Stroll is sick. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Do you think Lance Stroll was sick and still continued to race because it's high stakes? Anybody can take his seat right now. And if they put somebody else like Felipe Dragovic in that, and he outperforms, maybe it's the end of Lance Stroll. Is he insecure? What's happening with Lance Stroll? Like, if he's sick, can't he sit out? Gasly finishing P18th, and Bottas and Zhou Guanyu in the last in the Kick Sauber team. Absolute. They have a season to forget. Couple of talking points before the qualifying and after the qualifying. One, the whole FIA, no swearing, no, and Mr. Max Verstappen was handed a community service from FIA. I think he is protesting now in a way, because he didn't answer anything in the during the FIA press conference in the post qualifying one. So I think he's pretty much saying fuck off or fuck you to FIA, and saying, now do what you want me to. He didn't say anything, but then he told the reporters to kind of say, okay, you can come out and now then I can talk more freely. I will like to do a press conference of myself. I think maybe this is a way to protest, because they can't kind of stop him from doing that. And it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of pans out in the future as well. The other topic point, for Christian Horner asked the question regarding what the hell is happening with Daniel Ricciardo. What are you doing with him? Is this over? Are we going to see this is the last of him? And he said, guys, let's not kind of jump to conclusions. They have a pool of drivers. It's not also, we're not also not considering anything outside of it. Right? He's basically saying, we have gone to Perez was not part of the Red Bull Academy, but we got him. So we have this idea that we're not stuck on the idea. Like, if there's stuck on the idea that we need to have a Red Bull junior driver in our cars, and he clearly said, like, George Russell's contract is up in the air for next year. Maybe George Russell joins them, and that's going to be interesting. I love how you kind of shift the narrative by these stories, because you kind of are telling Toto Wolff that, hey guys, you've been looking for Max Verstappen. Have you thought of George Russell? Or are you were just focused on Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen? You never thought that we will go for him. And that's a very interesting talking point. But of course, qualifying done and dusted. Norris beats Verstappen to pole for Singapore Grand Prix after Sainz crashes out. Lando Norris will be the first McLaren driver to start on pole position for the McLaren, the Papaya team. Lando Norris claimed pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix after getting the better of the championship rival Max Verstappen on the night qualifying session at Marina Bay, which included a Carlos Sainz crash at the start of Q3. McLaren driver Norris produced a blistering 1 minute 29.525, and it was effective one lap shootout. This is the qualifying record as well. It's the fastest time ever set in Singapore, guys. It's absolutely madness to believe that McLaren, from where they were in Bahrain to from where they are now, it's absolute night and fucking day. 1 minute 29, 5 to 5 seconds in what was effectively one lap shootout following Sainz's shunt, finishing a couple of tenths clear of Verstappen's Red Bull and another tenth ahead of Mercedes drivers. Lewis Hamilton bounced back from some recent qualifying struggles and balance issues throughout practice to pip teammate George Russell to third, with the other McLaren of Oscar Piastri having settled for fourth. Ferrari endured a disastrous end to qualifying when Sainz hit the wall at the final corner as he prepared for a start of a push lap, putting him 10th, Leclerc only 9th, thanks to the time being deleted for exceeding track limits. Nico Hülkenberg was a fine 5th for Haas, another trademark qualifying performance from the German, while Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso and RB's Yuki Tsunoda also capitalized after the Scuderia's problems in P7 and P8. Alex Albon and Franco Colapinto came close to another double Q3 showing as the Williams continued their encouraging run, ending up 11th and 12th, respectively, even if the Thai British driver expressed frustration on a puzzling lack of grip when it mattered the most. Prior to Sainz's crash, there was drama for Sergio Perez when he failed to make it to pass Q2 in the other qualifying, and the other Red Bull, leaving him disappointed 13th on the grid for Sunday's race, ahead of returning Haas driver Kevin Magnussen and Esteban Ocon in the lead Alpine. Daniel Ricciardo had looked set to hit back against the speculation over his future after RB's high-flying practice performance, but a compromised final Q1 lap left him 16th, just a 10th over the Q2 cutoff, and heading into an early qualifying ice bath. Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly could not match the pace of the Aston Martin Alpine team and Aston Martin Alpine teammates, taking respectively 17th and 18th grid slots, with Kik Sauber's Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu bringing up the rear once more. That's going to be exciting, guys. Get in the comments here. Let me know what you think. What story points do you feel will follow the most? Verstappen's FIA kind of debacle. What the fuck is happening there? The Constructors, the Drivers' Championship, 59 points, the gap between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. Lando Norris can win, and if Max Verstappen finishes second, the gap doesn't reduce that much. But if a safety car comes out and something happens in the front, absolute anything can happen. This straight race can be a mayhem, can be as boring as a lizard. This is very exciting, or could be anything that we have to offer. Get in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you've watched it till now. If you've not watched it, then share. If you've not watched it till now, but have you stayed down, hit the subscribe button still. Share it with your friends. Let me know what you want me to talk about next in the Formula One content. There's loads coming in. Premier League matches, the Bundesliga, the big game, the Milan derby, the big game Arsenal Man City as well today. So look out for those videos. We have had loads of short videos coming through for you. I realize you like them more, and I like to do these long form videos for the Formula One because it's a longer race. There's a lot more story points to talk about, and it's fun to do them as well. I'm enjoying it, guys. I hope you are too. And hit the subscribe button. Thanks for your support. 122 subscribers, 500 subscribers to aim, 1 million the long-term gain. Thanks for subscribing and watching the content. Hope you had a good one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.